Okay, so Buck, we're here at Burghley, but you're here without a horse, sadly. Park Trader's back in the States already?
Yeah, when I got over here, he flew over here to France, and when I got over to France, his leg just didn't look perfect. He's never taken a lame step. He felt awesome, but there's just a little bit of something there that, he's back for the spring, but, we could have pushed it here, but you blow it apart. He's too nice, and we've come too far, and, don't want to risk him. So looking forward to the spring for him.
But you're here, Andrea's here, Carl and Cassie Siegel, the owners, are here. What was behind the decision to come anyway?
Well, Carl and Cassie come every year with Greg and Susan Luce. That's like their vacation. They come every year, whether they have a horse or not. And so they were here, and I had planned to come, and I need to look at some horses. And I always think, it's not a bad idea to go and watch every once in a while when you're not riding and see if you can't learn and get a little bit better. And so that's what I'm trying to do. So we're enjoying the week, and it's a little different not riding, but there's a lot to be learned here.
What do you think of the course? Does it walk easier when you're not riding? And give me your thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it probably does, because you're not thinking, oh, well, you sort of go through your barn, though, and start thinking about which one could do this, which one you think maybe shouldn't do this or whatever. And, because it's similar track to last year, it's, you're sort of a little bit more familiar with it, and you think, okay, this will be okay, this won't be okay, or whatever. But it's still Burghley. It's nicer at the beginning and maybe nicer at the end, but the middle's still Burghley. So, as long as these conditions stay the way they are, we should have great competition.
And we're halfway through the second day of dressage. The Americans are doing really well. We've got all three in the top 20 so far.
Yeah, it's exciting to see everybody do going so well. And Hannah goes later this afternoon, so that horse has been going fantastic in training. So it's a 3-day event. Last week we were doing okay too after the dressage. So it's a 3-day event, and but very proud of the Americans so far, and I think they can keep improving through the weekend.
Let's talk a little bit about the team atmosphere, which still seems great, and you've had sort of a few days debriefing. You're here with David, you're here supporting the Americans. What have you taken away from WEG? What are your thoughts a few days after it all now, and sort of looking back on it?
I think obviously it's not the result any of us were looking for, but it is, I think, probably 3 more days, and you have a whole different competition. The ground was so wet and so heavy and so trying and so tiring that, you got a competition that wasn't like, if the competition had been this week, I think you'd have a different result. And so, I think you can't just look at the result and say, oh, it's terrible, because I think we're actually on the way up. And, we had a few sort of things that didn't go the way we had liked. But you looked at the New Zealand team; they were the favorites. They had so many 4-star winners, and they finished 1. So I think the Germans in Kentucky had 2 falls the last fence. So it is a sport, and but I feel like the team morale is really high. We feel like we're close. We know we're not there yet, but that we sort of see some light at the end of the tunnel. And I think it was for me personally, it was a bummer of a weekend to go first, of the whole competition, because we had no idea what it was going to be. And, I was reading Mark Todd saying in the Horse and Hound that, sort of having, after people watched me, then it sort of changed the tactics, but none of us knew, and we did talk about it. And, but Reggie was great. He jumped perfect, never tried to go left or right. And, if I had gone 10th, I think we would have had a different outcome. But that's the way the sport goes, and my horse is healthy and happy and ready to go again. And
he is. Does he arrive back home safely?
He's back in America. He's still in quarantine. He gets out tomorrow. But just obviously disappointed. I really thought I was going there. I never have had Reggie as good as he was for last week, and it didn't come off. And there's plenty of people back in America that are, bashing us and stuff like that, but those people have never been there. And, as they say, people that know don't talk, and people that talk don't know. And, I think I'm very proud of our team. I think as disappointed as I was with our team in Lexington, which is, basically the same team nearly. We had 4 people from that Lexington team here. I'm proud of our team this time. I think we handled ourselves well. We're good riders, we had good horses, and it didn't work. But the organization, Joni Morris, Bryn, were unbelievable. David was fantastic. The team got along great, and the only ones we can point the fingers at are ourselves, the riders. And we all, need to get better and need to improve. But I don't think we can blame the horses. We certainly can't blame anybody else. And sometimes you just say it was bad luck. And but I'm very, very happy with how the U.S. team handled themselves and how we are going forward.
Great. Well, enjoy the rest of the weekend, and thanks very much, Buck.
Yeah, thank you.